Welcome to our video on the recent flooding situation in several European countries. Climate change is causing storms to not only occur more frequently, but also bring about devastating power. These intense storms have triggered massive rainfall, leaving many regions submerged in water. Today, we'll take a look at countries like Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Germany to see what's happening and how these areas are affected by the floods. Storms and flash floods struck two European countries on the same day, with Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina being the hardest hit. Our first news report comes from Croatia. The Mediterranean storm, on its third day, brought the most unstable weather conditions, particularly in the Dalmatian region. Yesterday, after 3 p.m., a powerful storm hit the southern area of Makarska, with Podgora being the most affected. According to the automatic weather station PLJUSAK.com, 145 liters of rain fell per square meter in just over an hour. Firefighters immediately responded to the rushing floodwaters, which inundated roads, courtyards, basements, and the town's promenades. The town also experienced a sharp temperature drop, from a pleasant 23 degrees Celsius down to a chilly 12 degrees Celsius. Goran Busalic, commander of the Techepi Fire Brigade, called the situation catastrophic, noting that rescue teams along the Makarska Riviera were working hard to contain the floodwaters. Despite the chaos, the residents of Podgora remain calm. It's still raining, but not as intensely as before. The firefighters and heavy machinery are working tirelessly, and there's no panic, a local resident told Dalmajanis. One of the main factors contributing to the severity of this situation, aside from the heavy rainfall, was the wildfire-stricken area of Biokovo, which could no longer absorb water, combined with poor infrastructure planning. According to old Austro-Hungarian maps, the flooded road in Podgora was once a stream, which used to channel rainwater and run off directly to the sea without obstruction. Torrent is a term used to describe a watercourse created by heavy rainfall or melting snow, often temporary and especially common in hilly or mountainous regions. In Croatia, the term refers to rivers with sudden, occasional flows during periods of heavy rain. However, over time, this stream had been paved over with concrete, blocking the natural water flow and worsening the situation. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, flash floods and landslides in the central region have claimed at least 16 lives, with many towns and villages isolated and homes almost completely submerged. Some of the worst scenes occurred in the area around Jablanica, a town located on the main route between the city of Mostar and the capital Sarajevo, approximately 70 kilometers, 40 miles northeast. Many others have been reported missing, and a state of emergency has been declared. In the town of Konjic, 3 additional deaths have been confirmed, and search and rescue operations are ongoing, with 10 more people still missing. In the Herzegovina-Neretva canton, rivers burst their banks after the overnight storm, and aerial photos showed many towns and villages submerged. Roads, bridges, and railways were washed away or blocked by debris, while landslides buried homes under thick layers of rock and earth, reaching up to the second floors of buildings. Local authorities in Herzegovina-Neretva canton warned drivers to avoid dangerous routes around Jablanica. Further east along the Neretva River, A homeowner told Bosnian media that water flooded their home at 3:30 a.m. on Friday, and they barely managed to save their son before rushing to a neighbor's house, where they watched their own home collapse. Meanwhile, just 20 kilometers west of the capital Sarajevo, floodwaters poured onto the streets, submerging vehicles. Water levels are also rising in several Croatian rivers, and authorities in Zagreb have warned of the risk of flooding in areas around Karlovac, near the Kupa River. Much of Central Europe was hit by flooding last month, with some of the worst damage occurring in Poland, the Czech Republic, and Romania. Scientists from the World Weather Attribution WWA group said that a 4-day rainstorm had set records for the highest rainfall ever recorded in the region. They noted that flooding has become much worse due to the impacts of climate change. Europe is currently the fastest warming continent, with average temperatures over the past 5 years about 2.3 degrees Celsius higher than the latter half of the 19th century, according to the Copernicus Climate Change Service. And here's what has been happening in Germany over the past few days. Germany is sinking. Dozens of cities are now half submerged. This is the worst flood in history. The highest flood warning level is currently in effect for a short section of the Oder River in Brandenburg. In Ratsdorf, some roads and gardens have already been flooded, with firefighters and other rescue teams working to reinforce flood defenses. According to officials, two roads in the dangerous area near the Oder's banks have been particularly affected. Rescue teams are continuously reinforcing the roads with sandbags to prevent further damage. Efforts to control the flooding are ongoing as water levels remain high in the region. In conclusion, the flooding in European countries like Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Germany serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable impacts of climate change. The increasingly powerful and frequent storms are challenging human resilience. Hopefully, we will soon find sustainable solutions to face this reality. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.